Hi, this is Marcy. I'm in my scrap room. This is our Friday. We were in Glacier Bay. The ship just pulled into the bay and spun around, so we got to see all different views. My daughter had bought me this paper, I think from Walmart or something, and it kind of swirls, and I loved it, and I had it saved it. She just bought it for me for Christmas, I think it was, but I saved it for the glaciers because it just reminded me of glaciers. So just our pictures from the bay. They came around and took pictures. And it just, the paper's just awesome. We had somebody come on the ship and they told us a lot about Glacier Bay. And then we had a person, I'll get to that one in a minute, singing. This is my page for this. It just says Friday, Glacier Bay. And then I put pull out to read information. This stuff won't fit in those small flip flaps. So I'm putting this just in a page protector, and I'll put this like laying down so that everybody can see if they want to pull it out to read it. I did the sunset because, or the sunrise kind of, because the sun was coming up, and it was going to be a beautiful day. We were told that of all the days leading up to this, this was one of the best days to be in Glacier Bay. Just some scenery. I sat on the deck. I got down there, I think at 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning. My husband went and ate breakfast, and we had a good spot on the deck. So he went and ate breakfast, and then I went and ate breakfast, and then we sat down there. He finally made me leave at lunch, but didn't want to. It's just beautiful. And every place you look, you can see something different. These are little bits of snow in the bay. And so we said they were icebergs. They're not as big as the Titanic ones, but they're cool. Just a bunch of it floating around. We never did see a iceberg break up. My husband kind of wanted to. We wanted to, but because of it means that they're losing more glacier all the time, we didn't really want to see it. So just some more of the views. I didn't even print half the pictures. These, he said, she said, were in my stuff I bought when we did our Caribbean cruise 5 years ago, and I never found a way to use it. Well, my husband tends to doze off. So I took a picture and it says, "I'm not sleeping," he said. She said, "Yeah, okay, yes you were." I just thought that was cute. And it was so cold. I had my winter coat on and I had blankets on, and a friend of mine had made these for Christmas one year, and I ended up with them, and I had those. It was cold. Just some more pictures. We never did really see a whale. My husband said he's seen a tail, but that was about it. Just more scenery. And then this was where my husband made me leave the deck, and we went upstairs and to the dive-in, and we had a hamburger, which was very good. I have seen pictures of people doing their feet, taking pictures of their feet and legs in the sand. Well, because we weren't in the sand, I took one with my feet at with the snow in the background. That's why I got the flip-flops. And just more views. We were up in the crow's nest at this time, which is an awesome spot. If you're on Holland America and they have the crow's nest, it's an awesome spot to catch a lot. And my husband actually did take somewhat of a good picture of me. We won't tell him that. Just more. And one of my drinks, and I had this frame, it said unforgettable. No, it was a card, and I had nothing else to use it for, so I put the unforgettable there, or put the picture on the unforgettable, and then put my drink. It's a BBC. I think it's Bacardi, Bailey's. I'm not for sure, but it's awesome. Bananas, Bailey's. This was some seals that we had seen. They were out on a snow iceberg thing, and the ship didn't get close enough because I didn't want to disturb them. So I zoomed in, and it's really neat. There's a lot of them out there. And this is where we went to the Vista dining room for dinner that night. And they came around and took our picture. We have one of him and one of me. So I think they turned out really good. It was our kind of formal night. I dressed up more than he did, but he did good. And this was, we had swordfish and potato cakes. The swordfish was awesome. They would come around with these little things like this, or like creamy stuff before the meal, and you'd try it, and because I couldn't understand what they were saying, I'd try it and it'd be like 90% of them I didn't like. It wasn't something we had ordered. This was a fun night. This was a awesome program with the show that night. And when they got all done, and you can barely see it here, but there's all kinds of confetti going all over. And so I grabbed a whole bunch of it, you know, being the scrapbooker. And so I've got confetti in my book. And then when we were walking out, I asked the ladies, I says, can he get his picture taken? And they were awesome, and he had a blast. That's been one of his favorite pictures. And I had some glitter tape golds, and it kind of matched their dress. So we weren't really out at sea. We were leaving the bay. I don't think we were actually in the sea, but nobody needs to know that. This was something that I had gotten, I think, from Creative Memories or something. On the other side, it's blue, but there, I don't know if you can see that. It's not a color I wanted, so I flipped it over and put some distressed blue on it, and it worked out pretty good. And this was sitting in the sports bar, and that's pictures I took from the sports bar. I even used some vellum here. I don't use a lot of it, but I like it. And then our nightlife. It was one of the first nights, you know, it's getting close to the last night, and I finally go out. But they were setting up drinks to the point where when this group came in that did a bar crawl would go up, they would hit one and then they all fall in and they all drank it. So that's why I have 1, 2, 3. And just some odds and ends stuff. Not sure what that was in there for. And we're up to Saturday. And Saturday is we didn't do much. You know, we spent the day walking around and looking around, had a big breakfast, and we went to the Pinnacle. I guess I didn't take no pictures during the day. We went to the Pinnacle for supper that night. Had an awesome dinner again. Crab legs. My husband had steak. That's just a nice restaurant. It costs more, but the service and everything is awesome. And then our room. I should have done this at the beginning of the trip, but I didn't. I will try to make sure I do that on the next cruise. But I wanted a few memories of the room, so I went around and took pictures. And as we were packing to get off the ship the next day, and this was our last sunset in the crow's nest. It's just beautiful. The pictures don't do justice to any of this. And when we got back from our room from the crow's nest, we had a monkey hanging. I had an overlay that said Holland America. It's not something, unless I take Holland America again, that I'll ever be able to use. So I used that, and then I stuck some monkeys all around. I think this was my divider. And this was the last day, saying goodbye to the crew. They were awesome. When I went to take the picture, they were just standing there, and then the cruise director seen me taking it, so he waved, so then I got another picture. This was a neat idea, I think. I'm hoping it works good. We had a lot of drinks on the ship. Because when we signed up for our cruise, we were signed up during a package that the drinks were included. Well, I have a whole bag of these. Still, these were all our drink things from the cruise. And this was a tropical thing. And this said tropical drinks. So I just put some of our receipts here. You know, pina colada. I tried to pick different ones so that we would remember what drinks we had. And then they gave us a cruise log at the end I'm going to stick on. It just tells you how far we went and what all happened that week. This is, we got picked up by the ACT bus, and that's us leaving, and then along the route, again, it's going to be a lot of scenery. The pipeline is right there. More scenery. And more scenery. I cut some pictures up because of the way I wanted to get them all on here. This was a wildlife preserve we stopped at. It was kind of a neat place, but from the train and all the walking and everything else and the bus ride. By the time we got here, my hip hurt so bad, I made it to the bathroom and I walked back out, and that was about it. My husband did go see a few of the animals. Here's a trick that you can do. Because I had so many pictures, but I wanted to put some wildlife on it, I took these stickers that I had and I just cut them and then just slid them up into the picture so it looks like they're coming out. And that's always a way. And I've done that. I did it with this right here. Was like that, and I cut it in half and put it on each side. So that's a good trick there. Just views of Alaska again. This I took on the bus. I used the selfie stick a lot because I could turn it when I'd see something, and by the time I'd get the camera up, the view would be gone. So if I used the selfie stick, I could just hit click, 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 and I just loved it. This is just, I drew some little lines and then I stuck some Nuvo drops on it. Just something to make, it was the last pictures I had. And this was our awful motel when we got to Anchorage. The bus dropped, and we knew this. The bus dropped us off out here on the road, and we had to walk in. We had 2 suitcases each, and we each have our CPAP machine, so that was a bag, plus my bag with my purse and everything in it. And we had to walk up this long driveway, and I was hurting already, so that started off the trip, or the bad for the motel. But when I got inside into the room, it stunk. It smelled like smoke so bad. They came and put some refresher in there. They said that they couldn't change our room because of it. The motel was full. So I wrote everything down. And we were only gonna try to get a motel or a cab to take us to dinner or whatever, because we found out we were out in the middle of nowhere. And after being in that room for a little while, and it gave me a headache and my allergies, I'm like, forget it. So we went and spent money and rented a car, which was the best thing we ever did. And some maps of where we were at. We went into Anchorage. Anchorage, we weren't seeing as many historical things as we'd like. But we did take this trolley. It was kind of cool. The lady that did the tour had an awesome voice at the end. She sang "Oh Canada." Just some things that we seen on the tour ride, nothing spectacular. And then we went to Hard Rock. This was a bag that they gave us. Irv bought something in there. So we had the bag, so I cut it up and I put part of it down here like in washi tape and part up here. Had the flag from our sandwich. Just pictures from the Hard Rock. While we were riding around, we found American Legion. My husband is a veteran. I don't know if I probably said that before. So we went in there and checked it out. It was a very nice Legion. If we ever made it back, we would go again. So just some pictures. I tried to do a little bit of patriotic stuff. We went out to Balua Point looking for whales, but at this time of the year there wasn't any. But it was a nice drive out. We didn't get lost. We found a park we stopped at and got a lot of pictures there. See, the pages aren't very fancy. I was concentrating on the pictures. Just some more. This is where my husband decided he likes to get a rock from wherever we go now. And so he climbed a little hill looking for a rock, and then he's standing behind the rock waving. And of course I had to put no, he's not going pee. So then we go back to the motel, get up in the morning bright and early, and took our rental car back. This was our rental car, and went into the airport. And this was us leaving Anchorage. And actually I was very glad to be leaving. I enjoyed my trip. I was ready to go home, and I didn't really care for Anchorage. Not a lot there. And then just some pictures. I didn't take as many pictures in the sky as I did on the whale. And this was us. Oh, I got a star coming loose. I'll have to make sure I get that when I put these in the book. Just going into Minneapolis. And then some more. And then this, because my phone had the destination of where we were at, I could tell, okay, this is Allendale. That's where my daughter lives. So we were flying over there in Grand Rapids and just getting to the shoreline and stuff. When I printed my pictures, I did a collage. And so I put this in the back. I'm going to put some other memorabilia. I've got to go through it and see what I got that I want to save. But I put this in the back. I thought this was cool. And I had Alaska stickers that I wanted to use because, I don't know, it was a once-in-a-lifetime trip, I believe. And not something that we'll be doing again soon. So I wanted to use them up. So I thought that was the perfect way. So that's all of the Alaska album. I'm going to put it together. I have a feeling this is going to run into like 3 albums. I'm not for sure. I'll try to if I remember, I'll let you know. But I hope you've enjoyed this series, and I'm looking forward to doing some regular scrapbooking where I can put flowers and all that kind of stuff on, and maybe I'll start getting prepared for our next cruise, which is in February. We're going to go to New Orleans, which will be awesome pictures too, I'm sure. But anyway, if you like this video, please like and subscribe to stay tuned for some more videos coming up. It won't be as long of a wait in between, because as soon as I get these in the page protectors and in the book, I'm going to get started scrapbooking. I've bought a lot of supplies in the last couple months, other than travel supplies. So have a great day. Thank you.